Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss with you about a figure of speech, and this figure of speech is Reductio ad Absurdum. So this is a kind of figure of speech in which a writer tries to enhance his own position by proving other writers' argument as absurd. This is called as Reductio ad Absurdum, and in simple words, if I explain this figure of speech, so this figure of speech means that when a writer attempts to point absurdity in other writers' argument by trying to show his own argument as superior, this is called as reductio ad absurdum. यानी कि एक राइटर है और वो अपने वर्क्स में अपनी स्टेटमेंट को बता रहा है या फिर अपनी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दे रहा है किसी आइडिया पर, तो वो अपने आप को सुपीरियर दिखाने की कोशिश करेगा और किस तरीके से, यानी वो दूसरे राइटर की स्टेटमेंट्स को एब्सर्ड प्रूव करके खुद को सुपीरियर बताने की कोशिश करेगा. सो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड एज रिडक्टियो एड एब्सर्डम. जैसे कि जनरल एग्जांपल है लाइक अ लेबर इज़ आर्ग्यूइंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिज ओनर फॉर रेजिंग मिनिमम वेजेस एंड ओनर रिप्लाइज बाय सेइंग it is not possible. So here you can see that a factory owner is imposing his own will upon this laborer who keeps on arguing with his factory owner to keep on increasing minimum wages. So he replies or he denies by saying no. So no here means that he is reducing or he's trying to make himself superior by saying no, and this no suggests that here he is not considering labor's request of increasing wages, and in spite of that he is imposing his own will upon that laborer who is arguing in front of him. So this is called as reductio ad absurdum. Now let's discuss about this figure of speech in detail. So this is a kind of Latin term that means to reduce something to absurdity. So here what a writer do is that he tries to talk about an idea by proving that idea by bringing his own statements, and in the process he tries to compare his own statement with that of other statement, and in this process he again tries to prove other writer's statement as wrong in his work or absurd in his work. In this way he is making himself feel superior, or he is trying to enhance his position in front of the eyes of readers by showcasing someone's argument as wrong or absurd. So this is called as reductio ad absurdum. So when a speaker argues for their position by attempting to point out the absurdity in the alternative argument, यानी कि इसे अगर हिंदी में समझाया जाए तो एक स्पीकर अपनी पोजीशन को एनहांस करने के लिए वो अपनी आर्ग्यूमेंट देता है, एंड उस अपनी आर्ग्यूमेंट को वो दूसरों की आर्ग्यूमेंट से कंपेयर करता है, एंड वो इस प्रोसेस में दूसरों की आर्ग्यूमेंट को एब्सर्ड प्रूव कर देता है एंड अपने आप को या फिर अपनी पोजीशन को एनहांस करता है लिसनर्स के सामने या फिर रीडर्स के सामने. Now this is example which fits with definition of reductio ad absurdum. This is a kind of general example where laborers arguing with his owner for increasing minimum wages, to which owner replies by saying it's not possible. So here you see that factory owner is imposing his own will by saying simply no. So here no means that he is trying to prove or his laborer's argument as absurd by imposing his own will by simply saying no. So this is a kind of reductio ad absurdum example. Now let's talk about uses of reductio ad absurdum. So by using this reductio ad absurdum, this figure of speech, a writer tries to prove his point or take his point to great heights. So he tries to push his or her arguments to great heights, and he discusses what other writers haven't discussed yet. So एक writer क्या करता है, वो किसी भी आइडिया को डिस्कस करेगा तो वो उसी आइडिया से रिलेटेड अपनी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स देगा, अपने ओपिनियंस देगा, एंड उन ओपिनियंस को डिस्कस करते समय वो दूसरों की ओपिनियंस भी अपने वर्क में शामिल करेगा, एंड उन्हें शामिल करके वो दूसरों की ओपिनियंस को एब्सर्ड प्रूव करेगा, एंड उन्हें एब्सर्ड प्रूव करने के बाद जिस आइडिया पर वो बात कर रहा है सो उससे रिलेटेड वो व्यू पॉइंट्स देगा, एंड इसी वे में वो अपने आप को अपनी पोजीशन को एनहांस करेगा अच्छे व्यू पॉइंट्स दे के जो दूसरे राइटर ने अभी तक ना डिस्कस किए हों. देन पॉइंट आउट द वर्स्ट पार्ट्स ऑफ अनदर्स आर्ग्यूमेंट. येस, through this figure of speech, a writer tries to make someone's point truly as absurd, or he tries to expose foolishness or ridiculous attitude of other writers' behavior. So, yes, he tries to point out the worst part of another's argument. Then, this kind of reductio ad absurdum, this figure of speech, is employed in Greek philosophy, and later on it was introduced in prose, philosophical, and formal mathematical reasoning also. Now, this work, A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, this work is considered as a great example where you can find evidences of a use of this figure of speech, that is reductio ad absurdum. Now I am reading this passage. I think it is agreed by all parties. Then I am explaining you meaning of this passage, which is in relation with the context of this figure of speech, that is reductio ad absurdum. So I think it is agreed by all parties that this prodigious number of children's in the arm or on the backs or at the heels of their mothers and frequently of their fathers is in the present deplorable state of the kingdom cheap and easy method of making these children sound and useful members of the commonwealth would deserve so well of the public as to have his statue set up for a preserver of the nation. So here he is targeting British authorities who acknowledge issue of starvation as well as overpopulation in Ireland but do nothing about it. So they took these problems in concern but they do not find any kind of solution. In order to solve their problem, they are not even considering them. Swift suggests that they purchase Irish children and eat them. So here Swift uses reductio ad absurdum to describe children's living condition and also trying to highlight how horrible their situation is and pushes this up to a great extreme. So this work is considered as a great example of reductio ad absurdum. So here with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your UGC NET English literature exams. Thank you.